I'll present my screen now. So for week 6, we have finished database design on Monday. And then as for the tutorial, you all already know that we are ahead by 1 week, right? Should be no problem because I think next week is our e-test. And for the practical, later at 3 p.m., you will present your fact gathering, system analysis fact gathering, your interview questions as well as your questionnaire. And then I will give briefing on the context diagram. Okay. Let's, okay, where is my classroom? Yeah, correct. It's in week 7, March 1st. March 1st is Monday. I wonder whether you all are ready.
What's the e-test submission?
The coverage, right? That's what I want to share with you all. Our lecture is somehow on Monday. But then since this is an open book test, that should be okay lah. Okay. You want to jot this down? I believe. One moment. Okay. So there will be 2 questions. Yeah, 2 questions, 25 marks each. It will cover, remember, we learned about the types of improvement in chapter, that one is in system planning. When we receive the system request from the user, we find out what the sources of system requests, and then we learn about the 5 types of improvement, like a user might request for, what was it already? Better service, improve performance, quality information, and so on. Okay, perhaps we can go to the notes. Let me present my screen. Okay, this one is in system planning. Yeah, the types of improvement required, like improved performance, better service, quality information, effective controls, and reduce costs. And for your case study organization, for your speed bus, you have already identified the types of improvement related to your case study. So for your test, you will be given a scenario, a particular organization, right? And then based on the given scenario, you will propose the relevant types of improvement for the system lah. Okay, so that is the first one. And then what else have we covered? Yeah, feasibility study as well. For the feasibility study, we have learned these are the main purposes of the feasibility study. Make sure you understand what does a technical feasibility means. I think we covered this in our tutorial. Okay, so check out your tutorial. You need to explain according to the given scenario, the technical feasibility, social, economic feasibility is already covered in our assignment. The one that we didn't cover for our case study assignment is technical feasibility and social feasibility study lah. Okay, so make sure you are able to explain those. And then what else? The benefits. Okay, remember I think there's a tutorial question on the benefits also. For example, like this, you're given a system name. Okay, based on the system, then you list the potential benefits. Okay, and then make sure you relate all your answer to the given case study organization. Like what you're doing now for your case studies for speed bus transportation company. And then for the test, you will be given another scenario, okay, with different organization. So remember to refer back to your tutorial on this. And then the next question is relevant to what we have covered in the system analysis. Okay, system analysis. Okay, system analysis. Make sure you know what are the various fact gathering techniques. Yeah, like you should know when we should use interview, when we should use questionnaire. Okay, again, for question number 2, you are given a different scenario lah. And then based on the scenario, you need to justify which fact gathering technique is suitable. And then finally, another one would be, oh, this is good news for you all. I believe um, requirements. The next one is the fact recording. For fact recording, next week you will be presenting your context diagram and data flow diagram. The one that will be included in your test would be ERD. Okay, this is good news, I think, because we have learned database last semester. Okay, so I hope you can get good marks for your ERD. So for the diagramming, system analysis, fact recording is ERD, and then system analysis, fact gathering techniques. Pay attention to the which techniques are suitable for which scenario. And then for the system planning, remember we have the feasibility study, the benefits, tangible, intangible, and also the what was it? The types of improvement. So is it clear on what will be covered?
How long are the tests?
1 hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, shorter than last time. The open-ended questions.
Open-ended, only 2 questions, 50 marks. Last time, how many questions?
I don't know. Last time I remember it's like 2 or 3 hours to do these questions, do these midterms.
Midterm?
I mean, last
If
time the questions.
final online assessment, there are 4 questions. 4 questions for 3 hours, 2 questions, 1 hour and a half. Should be okay, right?
Hopefully okay.
Okay. So Monday, I'll prepare I will add the test here. Okay, the question. Mhm. No, since it covers our lecture 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the rest of I think we need to speed up one of our lecture lah. Okay, we see which lecture is shorter, then we will um, to cover the lecture session used for the test. So since it's 1 hour and 30 minutes, our class is 11:30. Do you want to start at 11:30 or you want to start at 12? Kalau 12, then we end at 1:30. If
Means
11:30,
the lecture is 30 minutes.
I don't think we can. Can we do a 30 minutes lecture, or perhaps no lecture for next week?
If no, can.
Kalau tak ada lecture means next week, then I'll see which lecture that we can speed up lah, or combine 2 chapter in one particular lecture session, something like that. So do you prefer to start at 11:30 or 12?
Oh yeah, because the normal COA class, right? So maybe extend, I guess.
Extend? What do you mean?
Like test first and then the lecture go as usual.
Or 30
Yeah.
minutes. Oh, means no need for us to rush like 2 chapters per week lah kan. At least macam we cover a few slides lah kan. Is it?
Yeah. Normal
Oh,
lecture.
a normal lecture. So 11:30. So make it 11:30. Your e-test 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then after that give you a rest. So around we continue with lecture around 30 minutes but don't worry, I will give you break. Okay, break, and then we finish at 1:30 lah. Is it okay? Tunggu. 30 minutes only. oh, sorry. Until 1 p.m. Okay, until 1 p.m. And then our lecture ends at 1:30 p.m. Just like what is scheduled. It's okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. So let me jot this down, 11:30 to 1 p.m. and then after that continue lecture. Okay, good. Okay, let's continue with our tutorial. Okay, I need to open my question first. I'll start the recording, yeah. the tutorial. Tutorial 6. So the first question is about the relation in DBGL, or for this time is airline database. The one that we have in our notes is the shipping database. So explanation, what are primary keys? Okay, that uniquely identifies a particular record. Okay, good. This is the important keywords. And then what are foreign keys? Okay, this is a field that match a primary key in another entity. Okay, match a primary key in another entity. And this is for what? To establish the relationship. Okay, so B, identify all the primary keys. Okay, flight number, correct. Schedule, yeah, this is a combination of PK, right? And then it also serves as a FK. And then destination, yes, correct. Destination code. For plan, we have plan ID. Okay, correct. And I believe there's one FK here, so okay, very good. Okay, for this one, question number 2, let's see, based on a given interview notes, then you need to draw, the first one is draw ERD and then resolve many-to-many relationship. Okay, after you have done this, you all can mark as done. Okay, can mark as done. Okay, let's see. The first one is a customer may place many orders. Customer may place many orders, but must have placed at least one order. So meaning minimum is one, maximum is many. Okay, and then each order will come from only one customer. So each order must come from only one customer. So minimum one, maximum one. Okay, very good. So far, this is correct. And then a particular product may be listed on different orders. Okay, and then an order will usually contain many products. So between product and orders, it should be many to many. Okay, product and orders, many to many. Let me see, product and order. Okay, then I can see you have this associative entity. Associative entity, it should be two pairs of many to one relationship, right? One to many, many to one. Okay, so this is correct. Perhaps you can rename this to order line. Okay, rename this to order line. Just a suggestion. Okay, and then what else? The next one is each product can be purchased from a number of suppliers. Some of the suppliers supply more than one product. Some of the suppliers supplies more than one product. And then a supplier must supply at least one product. So we have another associative entity here, one to many, many to one. Is there a zero? Let's see, no zero, because it says must supply at least one product. So this part is also correct. Transaction is not very clear. Perhaps you can name it to name transaction to so product and order is order line, so product and supplier, a supply line. Okay, a suggestion. Okay, any more from the interview? Next is the dispatch. Okay, an order is always dispatched in a single delivery. Sometimes more than one order is listed on the same dispatch note. Macam tak ada dispatch note. Okay, let's look at the last one. Each customer is allocated to a sales region. A sales region may have more than one customer, so minimum one, many customer. A sales region may have more than one customer in it. A sales region must have at least one customer. Okay, same thing lah. Minimum one, maximum many. So this is correct. So miss out one relation between order and dispatch note. Okay, order and dispatch note. So you should have one to many relationship. Okay. One to many relationship from dispatch. Is this correct? Dispatch not to order. Okay, because the question mentioned that an order is always dispatched in a single delivery. So the one relationship is at the dispatch note, and then sometimes more than one order is listed. So you can have one to many relation at the order. Okay, so just need to add order and then dispatch note, one to many. Okay, so let's see what should we have here. So you have sales region, customer. Okay, customer ID. All right. Yeah, because a customer has a foreign key here. Correct. This one is correct. Okay, as for the order, you should have the PK. Correct. And then you should have two foreign key. Oh, okay, because you miss out the dispatch dispatch note, yeah. So you should have FK from customer. Okay, this is correct. From product ID. Product ID tak ada because there is no many relationship here. Okay. The one that is missing here would be between order and dispatch note, one to many. So the many relationship will have the FK, so that you can name it as dispatch number lah. Dispatch number as the foreign key. Okay, dispatch. Let's call it as dispatch number lah. Okay, dispatch number as the foreign key.
Oh, okay, missing.
Because you miss out the relationship between order and also dispatch, not one to many. One to many in the order should be this dispatch note number lah. Okay, next is the list. This is your associative entity. I can see there's a FK here. You should have order number and also product ID, correct? And then you need to have a product ID is for this one, right? So product ID. Oh, ini tak payah. Ini tak payah. Let me strike this one so that you remember. Okay, strike that one. Because if you look at product, there is no many relationship. Tak ada kan? Okay, if there's no many relationship, then no need to add in the FK. Right, so for product, as long as you have this, right, this one I also add in so that you will be very careful next time. Okay, and then the transaction is this one. Okay, the supply line. So you should have two foreign key, supplier ID and also the product ID. Yeah, this is correct because FK from here, FK from here. Okay, very good. And then you need to have supplier ID and region ID, and add one more for the dispatch lah. For the dispatch not what did I use here? Dispatch number. Control C. Get dispatch number, and also normally what do we have in a dispatch number? This is something like a delivery note, the date lah. Okay, let me put the date. Okay, so this one should be underline, not pen key. Missing this one. So that's how you answer lah. Okay, any or resolve any many to many. So Kelvin, you can mark this as done. Okay, how about the rest? Any question? You will answer. You need to draw ERD for your test next week.
Okay.
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 Okay. Now let's see. Ini Farah siapa? Oh, cantik kok. What
Yeah,
do you use?
I
What do
use
you
pen.
use? I like the colorful. Okay, so you need to design the code scheme that meet the marketing manager's stated requirement. Let's see, the marketing manager asks you to develop an individualized product code that can identify a specific item and its characteristic. So this one should be a significant code that contains meaningful information. Yeah, it can be done, but it will be fairly complex. Okay, so let's see. What kind of oh, it's a clothing store. All right. MA male, FM female, TS collar, collar, and then red is RD. Blue, oh, fairer, I want to ask you. Then kalau black macam?
BLK.
No, you must limit it to two character, 2 letters.
Okay. Maybe this blue, I think I changed to BU, I think.
And then black?
Maybe black will be BL.
So I assume that here the first one you refer to the first 2 letters is to signify your, is it gender kah panggil? For men and women, yeah, because need to differentiate between men and women, whether men or women. So the first 2 is for the differentiate men, women, right? So your code is NA is for male, then you have FM, which is for female. Okay, and then the next, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 letters, which is consists of 2, and then there's a dash, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 3 letters. I will take time to go through this answer because one of your case study deliverable is to design the code for your PK, yeah? Okay, so the first 2 digit, it's to identify, not digit, whereby the first 2 letter is to identify the, what do you call this? Type of clothing, is it?
Yeah, type of clothing.
Type of clothing. So TS is t-shirt. Okay. How about others? Any more? Apa lagi ada? Casual and recreational clothing.
Got pants.
Oh, pants. Kalau pants, what should we use? 2 letters.
Maybe PA.
PA. Ada lagi start from P kah? Pants. Macam tak ada. Okay. PA is for pants. Okay. Pants. And then how about skirt?
I think that one skirt. I think SK.
SK is for skirt. And then okay lah. Kalau blouse BS. Oh, I don't like BS.
Yeah.
Oh, remind me of the student. They like to say this BS word. Oh my goodness, they just during the face-to-face class, Miss, and they said the BS word to me. Oh my goodness. Is this recorded? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Blouse. Kalau blouse, then there's another BL here, so it's not a good decision. Tops. Kalau top, it can be any types of tops, kan? T-shirt is also tops. Okay, saya blouse. Just an example. So if you want to like come up with these particular examples, make sure you provide the some sample lah. Okay, and then the 3 letters. Is this to signify colored, non-colored saja kah?
Yeah.
Colored or not? Okay, so this is with colored, right? Colored. Kalau not colored, tapi kan, how about blouse, skirt?
I think if no
I think
colored,
you can remove this because we cannot say skirt ada collar or tak ada collar, pants ada collar tak ada collar, kan?
yeah, I think sure remove lah. I think.
Ini I think we remove lah, kan? So if you cannot make it standardized, then it means there's something wrong with the code. So I believe just leave it to 2 letters. Okay, and then next is the color. Next is the 2 letters. Okay, this one is for color. Okay, for color, then you have RD means red color, and then you have, you want to change blue to BU, is it?
Yeah, BU.
And then black is BL.
Yep, BL.
Any more starting from B? Blue, black, kalau yellow?
Yellow. Yellow. YL.
Susah kan? You need to become a system analyst. Not only you need to do programming, you need to decide on the code design as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So you list out lah, like white, color white,
If white, I think WT.
WT, and then you need to decide on how do you get the two letters. Is it based on the category, or is it based on initial, abbreviation, or just simply mnemonic? Mnemonic means easy to remember lah. Okay, and then you have 2 digits. Okay, so the 2 digits represent the size. So what does the size mean? 20 means what?
Oh. I'm not sure because I just think of the size will be 20.
Kan? So this is what I want you to be very careful for your case study. When you design your code, like here your types of clothing, you have t-shirt, pants, skirt, and blouse. So you must have a proper size for it. So do you still want to use 2 digits? Question mark.
Maybe got 3 digits, maybe
3
3 or 4.
digits?
Because
Then what kind of size is that?
maybe
Kalau blouse and pants and t-shirt, do you use 3 digit as the size?
because like I want to add like the medium, the large, and then
In
get the
that
size.
case, you can use letter
Oh yeah, letter. Yeah, I forgot.
up
One.
to here. It doesn't say big size, just a normal size. So let's change it to letters. Agree? How many letters? 3?
3 lah, I think.
Okay, 3. Noel, agree kah? Okay, so the size besar juga. How
Why cannot use the number again?
numbers, because for numbers we have like, okay, if you say size 16, what does size 16 means for both pants, skirts, t-shirt, the tops and the bottom? What does the numbers represent?
The cutting size maybe.
So it depends on if so here either you use if you use 2 digits, so make sure you understand what does these sizes means. Size 20, what does it mean? Size 20 measurement. See, there are different like measurement for the bust and the waist, but then still there are 20. This is a plus size. What is
It's
it?
a different.
Yeah,
different
they're
clothes type.
different. Yeah, different clothing type. US size, they have all this. And then this is 1 letter. This is 2 letters, 3 letters. Yeah, this is 3 letters. What should we cannot make our code like one is only 1 letter and then the rest are like 3 letters. Then it will not be like standardized. But then for digit, See, on 1 digit, 2 digits. A bit difficult for the size unless you have additional info about the this particular Western wear catalog lah. Based on the catalog, if we know what are the various selection of the clothing that we have, perhaps we can narrow this down now. Okay, so question mark. And then Western wear followed by serial number. So I agree. Okay, this one should be okay. Because we might have more than one t-shirt, correct?
Yeah.
And I also agree that this will give meaningful meaning lah, because the marketing manager say individualized product code that can identify the item and the characteristics, so we can see a type of clothing for women or men, and then the color as well. Okay. B, suggest at least one alternative to the code she proposed and state your reason.
This one I thought of the fabric of the clothing.
Fabric means you want to add one more, add in how many? 2 more letters inside here, or you want to replace. In fact, it is the same thing. The only difference is that because the manager didn't specifically mention that you must specify the color, size, and type of clothing. Correct? A very simple one would be, I remember on Monday I showed, was it on Monday? Last week? The one that I show you the example of code design for the Salora and Sally Fashion.
The one the guide something. Wait.
Okay, like example, the simplest would be like Western wear, and then there's a number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. And then like different, like they have the running number, and then say WW 457, and then this one is 79. Okay, WW. Okay, and then 458 80 example, whereby WW means Western wear, 456 would be the serial number, and then the only thing that we identify here would be the color. 78 perhaps means navy color. Okay, and then 79 is say it's white color, and then 80 means black color. Just an example. For some as a SA, you can suggest various type of code design. Here we are still able to include a characteristic, which is the color. All right, and then this is the serial number. Here we go forward. And size with, this is just my suggestion, simple and concise, with what we call that, the color, with the clothing color, characteristic included in the just an example. So as long as you can justify your answer, okay, compared to what you have here, this one is quite long. Here it's short, so I can say it's simple and concise. And then the marketing manager, he wants that can identify a specific item and also the characteristic. So one of the characteristic is the color, only the color, because I go for simple and concise, whereby the first three letters is to identify the various types of clothing available in the inventory. Just one example. And then this, let me give you an example from the tutorial answer. The tutorial, okay, they have a product code. Let me give you the example from the tutorial. Okay, they have something like this. Okay, and then but then one thing I don't like about this code is that the size is, this length of the code is different. So depend on the student, how you want to justify lah. Okay, this one is size 8. Okay, and then this one is size 7, but the color is not black, is a tan color. And then this one is a belt, belt for dress, black size 32. Belt for dress. I think this one is not for dress. Belt, what is the material for belt? Leather. Size 32. See, the size here is, perhaps you can change it to, okay, 07, 08, and 07. Then we can have same, what do you call this? Same length for each of the, what do you call, the code. Okay, just an example. As long as you can state your reason. Okay, any question about this? These other suggestions? Looks different, right?
Yeah.
So here, the first two is to signify type of clothing. And then the 3 digits, I believe they have each type of material, okay, represented with 3 digits. And the color, they're using like one letter. I believe there will be no blue. Maybe blue starts with U lah, kan? Start with U and the size 2 digits. Another good code design. So it will represent the type of clothing, type of material, and then color and size. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the clothing item that is requested by the marketing manager. Okay, they want an individualized product code, means can identify certain product uniquely lah. Okay, specific item. This one is much more better, I think. You all agree? I just need to add 0 here in front.
I think this one better lah. I think.
This one better. This one is too concise. The example from the Sally fashion, right? Okay, from Sally fashion, it goes for simple and concise, but it only mention about the color characteristic. Okay. C. Suggest a code scheme that will identify each Western wear customer. Oh, panjang ya.
Yeah.
Coding scheme. So what type of coding scheme here?
Uh,
Significant alphabetic. You miss out this one.
oh, meaning the
Yeah,
the type of the code kah?
yeah. The name.
Oh,
Okay.
I also don't know. I just do the
Okay, code scheme. What are you using? WWC Western Wear Customer dash MY branch location serial number. I can see you're using significant alphabetic code and sequence code combination. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a combination of significant alphabetic code and sequence code. Here is a significant alphabetic where you use categorization MY, and then this is the sequence, right?
yeah, the sequence.
So this one you need to look at what we have in the notes lah. Okay. How about this one? I think this one is
I think this one the same also.
same.
But actually, I don't know what's this one
Kenapa
for.
panjang this one?
because because the specific order, right? So my understanding is
Uh-huh.
the item and the order. So I confused about that.
Purchase order is what you want to order from the supplier or the Western wear.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what does it say? For a specific order, then you can just use it sequence code lah,
Sequence code. So
or you can use significant digit code. Because if you ini purchase order, kalau abbreviation means significant alphabetic code lah, and then this one is a
sequence.
sequence code. So can you add in the code scheme there?
The combination of
You can copy from the top there. It's a
yeah kan.
significant alphabetic code and sequence code. But there's a problem with this. Anyone remember? Farah, takkan Western wear can only sell or can only keep track up to 9,999 purchase order. Lepas tu database hanggang.
Oh, ya
Kan?
kan? Yeah.
So I would suggest use significant digit code whereby it should also identify the year. Kan?
Significant digit code and the year. The year how I mean
Like as instead of sequence code, then you can just use a significant digit code, because significant digit code use subgroup of digits to represent number, subgroup of digits. Perhaps the first number is, okay, say, normally what do we use? DD, month, year, and then followed by just now is 000. In, we assume that in one particular day, up to 9999 transaction.
Okay.
One day can have one what do you call that, 9,999 transaction. So you will have PO, all right, purchase order. So, and then the first two is to significant, so significant alphabetic code is this one, which is the abbreviation. Okay, and then this one would be the significant digit code, including this one.
Okay.
Or we can also make it separate.
So that one becomes sequence.
Yeah, sequence code. So this is another different one, sequence code. Okay, so we have an example. So example, we have PO, and then today is 25/02/2021, and then the first order would be 0001. Okay, just an example. How about Kelvin and Noel? Any comment on the design?
Is the design, is it free to do it? Are we free to do whatever we
Oh yes. As long as you mention what is the code scheme that you want to use, okay, and it can identify each specific order. So here, what does it mean? The first purchase order, 25th February 2021. So you need to explain. Is that clear, Kelvin?
yeah.
Okay, so I think we are done. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right. There's no more question, right? Yeah, only
that's
that.
all.
Okay. So, okay, so done. So I think let's go to our next meet, and I'll stop the recording.
Okay.
Okay, as usual, you will start with the presentation, kan? Do you want to have a quick rest?
Okay.
How long?
If then can.
Louder. Can you type in the chat box? Cannot hear you. 0 minutes. Okay. Means you're ready, ya. Oh, 10 minutes. Boleh? Okay, so 10 minutes. Then let's start with the presentation. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, Good afternoon. Today we're going to
Good
present
afternoon.
system analysis and fact gathering. So the agenda for today is first is introduction, secondly is objectives, and third is interview questions, and lastly is questionnaires. So as for the introduction, uh, the interview question that we designed consists of one close-ended questions and four open-ended questions, whereas the questionnaire has six open-ended questions and two close-ended questions. All of these questions will be targeted to the users of the current bus ticketing system, such as sales administrator and most importantly, sales staff. Uh, these interviews will be conducted face-to-face instead of online conferencing. This is because online conferencing tend to have technical issues such as internet lag and voice cutoff, which will hinder the process of fact gathering, and this will potentially produce poor fact gathering report as a result.
Okay, I would like to add on. Please mention that because we are assuming that we are still in the current pandemic, mention that the interviewer, which is you guys, will adhere to the SOP procedures, the standard operating procedure. Can you add that?
Oh, so that means this interview is conducted during the MCO, like that.
Yeah. During you can mention that during this pandemic time lah. Just mention the SOPs being properly adhered. Okay.
Oh, okay. So the purpose of the interview and questionnaires is to obtain as much information as possible about the current bus ticketing system, so that the information obtained can be used to improve the new proposed system. So for the term bus ticketing system will be shortened to BT system. And the objectives is the two main objectives are to discover problems faced by users when using their existing BT system. And secondly is to identify user requirements for the proposed new BT system. And I deliver my presentation to Farah.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. Hello. Listen. Hello. Good afternoon. I will be presenting for the interview question. For the first interview question, it will be how long have you been using the current system? Which the reason is it is to understand the level of experience from the user. Uh, if the user has a lot of experience, they will provide a more accurate and detailed explanation about the current system compared to the user that only started using the system recently. Next question will be, please briefly describe the problems with the current system that you would like to see resolved in a new system. Um, this reason is to identify what are the problems faced by the user. The problems will be then be elaborated further to get more clarification.
Okay, for this question, you can remove the word please. Just start from briefly describe. Okay,
Okay.
take note.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And the third interview question: what are the features that you would like to see in the new bus ticketing system? This is to identify the user's requirement to be implemented into the new bus ticketing system, and this is to ensure that the users won't have to face the same problem again while using the new bus ticketing system. Next is the question is, in your opinion, how often do you usually see the customers walking away from queue? If so, what is the estimate percentage for each day? The reason is to measure how many ticket order is processed out of all the customers that have visited and queued in the sales counter. The purpose is to compare the efficiency of the current bus ticketing system with the new bus ticketing system in the sales staff point of view. Next interview question is, if the problem's address is resolved, will this be helpful in your daily activities? Explain briefly. Um, this to understand how well the resolved problem improves the sales staff daily performance. If the interviewer replied enthusiastically, this indicate the new bus ticketing system will improve the morale and performance of the user.
Farah, can you go back to the previous question?
This question 4.
Okay, how often? So go back to question number 5.
Okay.
So if you can you clarify if the problems address is resolved? Problems address, are you referring to the problems mentioned in question number 4 or in a much more earlier question?
Earlier question.
Earlier question.
Can you show that question? Question number 2. This one, right? So please change the sequence of the questioning.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Because the smoothness of the interview depends on how you ask the question, when and how you ask the question. Take note on this
Okay.
for your report later. Continue.
Okay. And the last question, um, interview question number 6: is there any issue that we missed out regarding the current bus ticketing system? And this is to ensure that all problems and issues is addressed. This is because the user will use we will use the new bus ticketing system for at least 5 years to allow any system request to be made. And that is all from me.
So the final question is close-ended, right? You mentioned that you have one close-ended. Is there any requirement specifying how many open and close-ended question? Is it macam tak ada, right?
No, don't have.
No.
Yeah.
Do we need to?
So I suggest you to make this into open-ended. Okay. If say for example there is an issue that has been missed out, you can get the interviewee to let them know lah. Okay, so for your final report submission, rephrase this, change it to open-ended. Because if the user answer no, then it's okay. If the user answer yes, then you want to get them to talk further, right? To explain further, correct?
You want the question like, do you have anything else to add?
No, you just add if yes, can you explain something like that? I think there's in your previous question there's similar. Can you go back?
Yeah.
Oh, macam ini kah? If yes, explain, explain further, something like that.
Oh,
Okay, is it clear?
Oh, okay.
Okay, continue with
okay.
questionnaire.
So the questionnaire, there are two types of questionnaires, which is the open-ended questions and the closed-ended questions.
Okay, let me correct that one. Go
Oh,
to the previous slide. For questionnaires, you can use two types of question.
two types of
Uh,
the two
Oh,
types of question.
uh, to create a questionnaire, you can use two types of question. So the first one is open-ended question, and the second one is closed-ended question. Okay,
Okay,
meaning questionnaire is a set of questions. Clear, is it?
clear. Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay. For the open-ended questions, the first questions will be list common problems you have when using the current system. Briefly explain each of the problems. This is to identify the problems that is experienced by the user, and each problem will be elaborated for more clarification. And the next question, list desired features you want added to the current system. Briefly elaborate to each of the feature. Uh, Reason is to identify the user's requirements to be implemented into the new bus ticketing system. The new feature is assumed to improve their working performance and efficiency. And the third one, please describe the number of customer visits in different time of the year. How efficiently can you perform on different time of the year with the current bus ticketing system? Reason is to identify which time of the year has the most customer and by how many. The interviewer will then describe how will they perform during the highest number of customer visit, whether or not they are overwhelmed or not when obtaining large number of tickets orders from customers.
Okay, so these are questions included in questionnaire, so you can remove the please.
Okay.
Okay, describe the number of customer visit. I think you can make this particular question more clearer. Describe the number of customers visits in different time of the year. Try to think of how to make this one more straightforward. But then when I read I have some like question mark. But then when I read the reason here, to identify which time of the year has the most customer. So now I understand what you are trying to explain for that particular question. So I believe you can further improve this.
Okay.
The reason is acceptable. Okay, continue.
Just directly ask how which time is the most customer can already.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, that's more direct. Yeah, more direct, easy to understand. And you need to also take note. This is no longer a face-to-face interview, but the respondent they will answer this question during their leisure time. So one of the disadvantage of questionnaire is they are unable to do verification, verify. They cannot ask question because it's not a face-to-face interview. Therefore, we can see another disadvantage of questionnaire is it's quite difficult to design. We need to make sure the question is clear and there's no like ambiguity lah. Okay, so change this question. Continue.
Okay. Next, in your experience, what is the reaction and behavior of the customer while waiting for their ticket orders to be processed? The reason is to understand the reaction and behavior of the customer during the processing of the tickets. Since the sales staff usually sees the customer face to face, they can describe the facial expression and body language of the customer while waiting for their tickets. If their facial expression and body language shows a bad sign, that means the ticket is not processed fast enough with the current bus ticketing system, and vice versa. And question number 5, do you think the current bus ticketing system must be improved or replaced? Explain why. The reason is to determine how bad the users really want an enhanced or replaced bus ticketing system to be implemented. And questions number 6, if the issues found within the current system is resolved, will this improve your working performance? Reason is to determine whether the new features will improve the user performance. If the reason is strong enough, then the new bus ticketing system will be approved and implemented in the near future.
Okay, I want to ask, the issue found refers to which question?
Uh, 102 overdrive.
Can we see? Mm.
Number
Yeah,
one.
the ordering is a bit off, right?
Mm-mm.
But then go back to the question just now.
Question number 6.
If the issue found, perhaps because this one is towards the end, and then I don't think it's suitable like to move this to right after that's the first question, right?
Yeah.
The
Perhaps you can rephrase this. If yeah, the first question. Okay. I think there's no problem for you to move it, or if you do not want to move it, then you can rephrase the question. Can you go back? If the issue found, and then in the bracket stated in question 1. So if you use the word problem, then you use a problem found, and then if you use issue, then use the word issue lah. Make it tally. Okay, you are taking down all the comments, right?
I
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Um, I stopped presenting here. How to?
Okay, you can just click stop presenting.
Oh yeah, this one. Okay.
Oh yeah. I will be presenting the closed-ended questions. The first closed-ended question is how often do you encounter errors when using the current system? This question is to determine how frequently users encounter the problems. The user often encounter a problem in the current BT system. We can more easily identify the more serious BT system flaws and vice versa.
Kelvin, what kind of answer options that you want to provide for this question?
How often, like, so how many times a week, like that? Like what?
See, I think based on the options that you want to give to the respondent, then you can rephrase the question itself lah. Like if you want to use how often, kalau often, often, very often,
Oh,
what else? Not often.
like so better just ask like how many times a week, how many times a month,
How
like that.
many times a week? Then you can give. Okay, the first one is 0 to 3, and then you have 4 to 6, something like that lah.
I see.
Understand kan?
Understand.
Because close-ended question means you provide the answer options to the respondent. They just tick there lah. Okay, continue.
Yeah. The second close-ended question is how satisfied are you towards the current system? It's just to determine the user satisfaction when carrying out the task using the current BT system. If the user not satisfied, that means the current system is not working. It's not satisfying for them to use. So and then it reduces their morale. Yeah.
Okay. So how about the answer options?
Just like
Satisfied, not
great.
satisfied, quite satisfied, very
Yeah, like
satisfied,
five option
exceptionally,
like the intranet,
exceptionally satisfied.
like
So
the intranet that like the intranet like
so
intranet those
you
things.
need to get the answer option and then you refresh the question, then it will be tally.
No,
Okay, so work on that.
wait, do we need the do we need it here? Need to put in our options.
Of course, that is what I want to tell you. You miss out
Oh,
one thing. You're supposed to design because in the question, it says produce a sample set of questionnaire, meaning you need to design the questionnaire with the questions.
need the five option. Those things are
Yeah. Okay, can you stop presenting? Done already, right?
there's still the examples of
Oh,
questions.
ada. Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, ada. Okay,
Uh,
kalau yang close-ended, then change it with answer option. Then it's a close-ended. Do you have the one that I can really go through the questionnaire?
I don't think we.
Tiada?
Yeah, but
Adakah?
in my but
Oh, Noel got Noel.
Noel, can you show? Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you all didn't create the sample. Oh, luckily.
Luckily Noel got.
Nasib baik. I don't want to deduct marks lah. Okay, I can see. Bus ticketing system, speed bus questionnaire form with IT department would like to survey and investigate the problems or error within the data you have to us to improve. Can form before the deadline 15 March and email to our at Kelvin. The data, if you have any, please contact Kelvin system and okay, your observation. Please answer each question by selecting your answer in the answer box. How often do you encounter error? Ini ada ni. How satisfied are you towards the current system? Or tertinggal the question mark. One thing about questionnaire is that if you have the answer options, you must make it align properly lah. Align properly so that it will look professionally layout with a professional layout and align. Okay, so I can see that it's
Okay.
not quite aligned lah. Perhaps you can use a table, then it will be much more better layout. Okay, next, your observation, your suggestion, provide your own opinion on the questions below. Briefly explain each of the problems. Don't forget the full stop. Next, please design feature. Please briefly. Okay, number 5. This one you need to refresh. Remove the please. In your experience. I think this one you can put an example, reaction and behavior. Put example. What's the example that you mentioned? Angry, adakah? I cannot remember. What was it? Your explanation for this?
the body language, the facial
Body
expression,
language. What else? Itu saja.
Facial expression.
I think you can add it in because if I'm the first one to see this, I'm the sales people reaction behavior. What kind of reaction? Maybe you can add in there facial expression or body language. You can add in perhaps question 6. Question 6. Question 5. You need to refresh.
Okay.
Do you think must be improved or replaced? Explain why. check the kotak juga, make sure it's aligned. Which question should be the last question, like the finale question? Is it, will this improve your working performance? Is this the last question?
Yeah, like the presentation.
Scroll up. Because for questionnaire, we need to have a good flow of question.
Meaning the sequence kah?
Yeah, the sequence. You ask the problem dulu. Okay, next. And then what they want. Okay, can you scroll up? Yeah, itu issue and problem must make sure they tell lah. Scroll up. Up.
Question what?
2, 3. Oh, okay. How about the close-ended?
Isn't that the first two?
Oh, yeah,
Di
this one
atas.
the
So you ask, how often do you encounter errors and are you satisfied? Okay lah. And then question 3. Question 3, you ask about the problem. Question 4, you ask about what they want. Question 5, ask about,
customer.
oh, this one need to refresh. Question 6, the reaction. Okay, scroll down. Must be improved. Okay, and finally, number 8. Okay, I think the flow of the question is correct. Improve the design of your question. Make sure it's presentable, because you assume that you are the IT department. You are distributing this questionnaire to your the sales people in Speedbus. Okay, I think that's all for the presentation. I'm happy with your. I think your understanding is quite good now. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I'll give you. I believe you also can see that you're getting better, right? Sudahkah? Okay. For today, in fact, your presentation today exceed my expectation. Very good questions developed with explanation given, but then there's something that you need to do, so I will give you 9. Today I give you 9. Okay, increase. And for the presentation, you're able to handle my Q&A. Okay, so that one is 5, 5, 5. All right, so left with the in-class work. Okay, let's proceed. Oh, look at the time, we have 15 minutes left. Week 5 punya sudah. Okay, next is supposed to be only the context diagram, but I already mentioned that I want you to include your diagram 0 as well, because in order for me to check whether your context diagram is complete, I need to see your entities and also the data flows in the diagram 0. But then don't worry, marks I will only give for context diagram. Okay, your diagram 0, you can still make changes, and when next week you present your context diagram, then you will I will allow you to say, if required, make correction to your diagrams, to your context diagram lah. I will not deduct marks for the context diagram. Okay. Let me see. Context diagram, you must should not be less than 2 entities. So minimum 2 entity. Use the standard notation given in the notes. You can refer to the any example online, but make sure it is according to Speedbus case study. I think Draw.io is okay. Now, you give me diagram 0 as well. Minimum 4 processes, maximum 6 processes, and in these processes, make sure you include file maintenance and reporting. Okay, focus on or select the 6 main functional processes. Okay, for where is it? These are the main focus. Okay, so other unrelevant things no need to be included. The one that is not mentioned here is the reporting and also the file maintenance. Okay, so let me show you the student example. Looks too big. Okay, what I asked them to do is to give me the explanation, the narrative description, because for their context diagram and DFD, there are a lot of changes that I asked them to do, and at the end, it's already. I think this one is should be good enough, complete for their case study, right? This is the context diagram. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entities. They're using Draw.io. For context diagram, there's only one circle, which is one process symbol, and we label it with 0. 0 means the name of the system. So for yours is the BT lah, bus ticketing system. And then the entities would be the external entities that will either supply input into the system and or receive output from the system. Okay, so it can be an external entity that is a sink, or what is the other one? Sink means receive info from the system. Source. Source means as the source of input, who gives source input source into the system, right? Minimum requirement is 2 external entities. And then the reason why instead of just showing me your context diagram, I also want you all to give me your diagram 0. Okay, give me your diagram 0. I want to see the main processes, a minimum 4 processes, a maximum 6, right? And then I want to see how it is balanced. I can already show you earlier on in system analysis lecture, during system analysis lecture, how we check balancing. So I will check the number of in and out data input and data flow input, data flow output. Okay, I will count and then make sure it tallies, right? So for them, they have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, other typo here. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whereby this is their file maintenance. Okay, Ms. Tang always mentioned if there's no file maintenance, from where do we get all the data in the database? So we need to have the CRUD, right? CRUD, create, retrieve, update, delete. So treat this as the CRUD, okay, where it depends on your data that you want to store, what you want to store. For the inventory control, they would want to store about the retailer, the product, and so on. Okay, these are their master file. And then for the generation of the report, okay, they get everything. They get input from all the data store to generate the reports, and the reports goes to their manager. And for your case, which manager will get what report from the bus ticketing system. Okay, so this is just an example of the file maintenance and also the reporting. The rest of the processes you need to come up for a speed bus. All right. Okay, and
Okay.
for next week, I would like to see the narrative description as well. And for today, in class work, show me a context diagram with your external entities. At least two external entities. Yeah, show me the data flow as well. And try to include what we have here. Okay. So you go ahead and let me know in the chat box once you're ready with the context diagram.
Okay.
In a previous video, I showed how to make a context level data flow diagram. Now I'm going to take the previous example and turn it into a level 0 diagram. A level 0 diagram is very much like a context diagram, except for this symbol right here, which represents the process, gets exploded or decomposed and becomes a series of processes. So let me recreate the diagram, and I will say applicant, and I will add in my engineering manager. Now let's suppose that I know that there are 3 processes that are part of the hiring system. One of those processes is going to be creating the job opening. So I'm going to add a process here, and I will label it 1.0, and I will call it create job opening. And just like the other one, I am going to add the data. The data flow is going to be, and I have to double click on there, job description. And when the engineering manager creates the job description, it actually gets put into a database. So I'm going to go over here to the data store symbol and add that to the diagram. And I'm going to call that the job database. Now, we don't put data stores on context level diagrams because that's too much detail. But we do start to put them on level 0 and below diagrams. Okay, with that, we're done with the process for creating a job opening. Another process that's part of the hiring system is
Hello, Miss. Sorry, late. I think can
Okay,
we
sudah.
present? Yeah.
Okay, proceed.
Okay. This one, 6. Can you see kah my
Yes. Increase it to 125%.
Okay, 200. 200, 125.
125, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This one is the context diagram, and
So you have a customer. Oh, credit card firm. Banking details is not a suitable entity. Perhaps it's you just name it as bank.
okay, bank.
Okay. But then I can see that, okay, credit card detail confirmation, credit card details. How about for bank? The bank only supply the bank details, is it? Like there's a gray hole there.
Yeah, just supply detail.
How does it work? Can you all explain?
Oh, use the credit card to they check the credit card and then they check the bank of the they check the bank if how much money they got.
I think these are the two same thing because the credit card is actually by the bank.
Oh.
Kan?
Oh yeah.
So you can combine these two.
Okay.
And just delete the bank detail.
You can make it general card details, right? So that when you design your input screen, then you have options like credit card or debit card. Then you can make it how to say yeah, more flexible.
Flexible.
Cash,
Flexible.
credit card, debit card. So you combine the bank and also credit card firm because they are basically the same thing. And then you can make it general card details. Okay, card details. So I can see there's a booking, ticket sent. No need to add in the verb there. Just a ticket lah.
No need to what?
Sent,
This one.
S-E-N-T. Because we use nouns to name our our data flow.
Okay.
Only use noun. Booking, payment, ticket, cancel, refund. In this case, we are not supplying money inside the system, but then it's the payment details lah. Okay, instead of just payment, perhaps you can rename it to payment details because you are not like treating your bus ticketing system as a ATM, right? Automated teller machine where you can like do a deposit, correct? You're not supplying cash money into the system, right?
Yeah.
Just enter the payment detail, like how much they want to pay. Is that?
Yeah. Can use card
So
or just
in that case, just put as payment detail, and the ticket just put it as ticket.
where put as what put as what put as payment detail?
Payment detail, because I don't want you all to confuse it with the cash money, bah. the money itself. Like I see there's another data flow, refund. So what is refund? Is it the money? Will money come out from the bus ticketing system? No, right? What do you understand by the refund data flow?
The one that the fund to buy online, I think.
No, just they want to
We
cancel
can
ticket, use refund.
just make it as refund detail lah, because we are not generating money from the system. Okay. Cancellation detail, booking detail. What are the main processes that you will cover in your diagram 0? Have you discussed about it?
What's that?
Have you all discussed about the main processes for your diagram 0?
We didn't discuss much.
We just
Not yet.
put in. But
Yeah, we just like do the bus ticketing system and try to
Okay. Overall, I accept your context diagram. You are using the correct notation. A minimum of 2 entities with the correct single process label with 0. Only the data flow lah, the naming. But then next week, when you present, I want to see diagram 0 also, so that I can more or less confirm whether the data flows that you put in your context diagram is balanced with your diagram 0 lah. Okay.
Scroll down. I think we did a bit. I'm not sure it's correct or not.
Oh, can you show to me?
Yeah, just scroll down.
okay.
Very
Okay,
messy.
how many? Oh, you start with cancel ticket, huh? Booking ticket, receive payment, 1, 2, 3. I think the one of the requirement would be you should include file maintenance and reporting. So add 2 more processes, yeah, reporting and also file maintenance. I believe you will change process 3 once you combine the credit card and bank. Okay, at least you have something lah. And still need to change something. Like you have the process to cancel the ticket, to book the ticket. The refund is from there. Is it balanced with all your data flow?
I'm not sure if balanced or not. Maybe I think it might be some. They might be.
Yeah, you need to change. Okay, scroll up. Since you didn't include the report, right? So add 1 more entity here. The name of the user who will use the report. So you mentioned about the sales apa sudah tu?
Manager,
Officer, is it?
officer or manager, officer.
During your presentation just now, sales.
admin.
If the bus ticketing system is to produce a sales report, who do you think will use the report? The sales officer or the sales manager? Do you remember your organization chart? Okay, so I want you all to add 1 more entity, the say sales manager. All right, and then the output from the system would be the sales report lah. Can you all do that?
Okay.
Okay, remember you need to add in. Okay, scroll down. Okay, scroll down. Need to add in 2 more processes to generate the report and also for the file maintenance. Okay, I think that's about it. So for today's work, okay, I'm satisfied with your in-class work.
Is there any
Complete.
need for correction? Is there any need for correction for these for the
Oh, ada banyak.
banyak, right?
Ya, banyak.
the arrows I'm not really not really not
I
confident.
did share some references which I scanned from the textbook. Perhaps if you want to read more about the do's and the don'ts guidelines, more example, you can go ahead and go to our Google Classroom. But then for the time being, you can Google for the any ticketing system DFD like to
Okay.
get more idea and then apply to the speed bus scenario. Like the naming of process 2, you should start with a verb to show transformation of the input data to output data. Okay, like for example, process ticket booking or book ticket. Like process 1, you have cancelled tickets, or process 2, perhaps book ticket. Means the system is able to perform book ticket lah. The detail would be bus trip. Or in this case, you double check with your database assignment what are the tables that you have in your database, and consider that as a data store in your DFD. You all still have your assignment, right?
Later.
Okay, the tables in your database assignment is a good candidate for your data store in your DFD. Are
Miss,
you
file maintenance means what?
file maintenance? Just now I've already shown you the juniors work. They have the process. What's the name of the process already? Maintain system file. Okay, maintain system file. Maintain system files. This is for their file processing, and they have another process called generate report. The maintain system file is to update all the data store that you have. The master file only lah, not the transaction file.
And then we get the report from the system file.
The report, the process to generate the report will get the input from the data store, and the output will go to the sales manager.
The data store in the system files, right? Or
the data store. Like, I'm not sure about ticket because I believe Ms. Teng may have ever mentioned to students that if it can be generated, then it should not be a data store or a table. Do you have a table called ticket in your ERD?
No.
Adakah?
Yeah.
Yes? No?
Name as ticket.
Yeah, ticket.
Yeah.
In your ERD, Ms. Teng assignment. Because your DFD.
That we got ticket.
Oh, okay. The assignment.
Yeah, Ms. Teng punya assignment. Ticket, table.
Yeah.
Are you sure? So what is the primary key? Is there any foreign key?
Ticket number, and then we got.
Or is it just produced using query? The ticket.
I don't know what query.
Query, the SQL.
Yeah. Because we haven't learned the database yet. the visual program.
Any one of you have the assignments soft copy from last semester?
We don't have.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see your ERD for your database. That will be a very good clue on finalizing your data store in DFT. The finalized one, yeah. Is this the one already check mark?
Not yet. We haven't checked the.
So here I can see you have a customer, you have seat, or you have membership, or
Yeah.
or you have members, or in that case, I believe you should have a process to register member. Otherwise, then you won't be able to keep track of your membership. Take this down, yeah. You need another process to register member.
Oh, not. Well, when our finished one is not like this.
Is this the one already marked?
No.
Oh, cari yang sudah mark punya, yang ada markah.
Well,
not mark. Yeah, I think got.
You didn't get back the mark assignment.
we did, but haven't.
Because
opened
if your DFD is good already and then it's based on your ERD from last semester, then in which week, week 11, week 8, then you can just use back your previous ERD. You get what I mean?
from the last sem.
Something like this.
Oh, you don't have your assignment written to you?
I think it's something like this. How we the assignment, our ERD.
Can you increase the zoom? 100, okay. Why it's still too small? Oh, is this just oh, ada merchandise lagi? Wow. What kind of merchandise?
Movie merchandise, like the action figure, those things, and then shirt, those things.
Yeah.
Wow. Merchandise?
Yeah.
Oh, like food, beverage that they can buy before they go for their bus trip, is it?
Yeah, like that.
Wow, this is quite big.
Then there's the one.
Then it means that if you have this database, then your system should be able to like have a process that will enter the input data into the system and then generate the tickets accordingly.
Yeah, but we
Oh,
don't.
short time?
But we didn't.
Why short time?
It's a short time for the movie.
Oh, you're not doing bus ticketing, you're doing movie ticketing.
Yeah, movie ticketing, not bus ticketing.
Ayah, mati. I thought you're doing bus ticketing. Oh, why do you all change?
Huh?
I thought y'all are doing bus ticketing last semester.
Yeah.
No.
Last semester nothing. No. This one semester one.
Database. Oh, last semester is what? I thought it's database management.
Last semester database management.
Yeah,
Database management. You're doing movie ticketing.
Yeah. We
then we cannot depend on your ERD law, so everything you need to do from scratch. So here, like if you have a seat, then make sure you have the seat. But then the one that I saw ticket can, that is, do you notice that it's not a master file? It's in fact a transaction. Okay, it's a transaction. The ticket is in fact a transaction. Okay, means the ticket sales, correct? Where it has a ticket ID as the PK, and then FK is customer ID and short time ID. Okay, understood already. No wonder.
Yeah.
Okay, we cannot use this.
Yeah, that's why we.
You need to do from scratch, your ERD.
Yeah.
So what I want you all to do, for the do's and the don'ts guidelines to draw the DFD, the samples example, you can refer to the one I posted in the classroom. I scanned from the textbook last time. And then the next one is you go to, you research on examples, DFD examples for ticketing system, especially bus ticketing, and then see how it can be used for your assignment. I don't think there's one particular example that is 100% usable for your case study. There is something that you need to change, so you can refer to that as what is mentioned in the question. Okay, let me show you. Oops, I forgot to record for this one, but y'all did. Let me record. Already 5:30. Y'all are not going anywhere.
Not at the moment.
Okay, so I'm very happy with your what do you call that? Enthusiasm. Okay, so just now I can see for your in-class work, you have managed to draw the context diagram with a minimum 2 entity. You're using the correct standard DFT notation as recommended in our lecture. So for your in-class work, you fulfill the completion. You complete the entire required things during the class. So I'm going to give you full mark. Let me set that. Now you have 72. Okay. The one that I mentioned just now is you draw based on your speed bus. Based on speed bus case study, remember your assumption when you present your cost and benefit summary last week. And then you can refer to the diagram based on any example you find online, only for reference guide, okay, as a guide, because there must be something that you need to change to fit into a speed bus case study. And I hope to help you in your context diagram. Next week, you show me your diagram 0 as well. Since you must include file maintenance and reporting, add that one first. File maintenance is to enter the new record for the master file. Like for them, they have retailer, they have product These are their master file. Okay, and then the person, according to them, the person in charge of maintaining the master file is their warehouse manager lah. Okay, and then as for order, you might be wondering why order is not used to maintain in the maintenance of the file processing, because order is a transaction. Their order is processed through another process. Okay, so different thing. Maintaining of the master file is meant for yours. It depends on your speed bus ticketing system lah. Okay, transaction file no need to be maintained. Maintenance here means the CRUD, create, retrieve, update, delete. And then this is for the reporting. Okay, remember this one, file maintenance and reporting. For reporting, when you generate report, just now already mentioned to you, you need to add in one more external entity, which manager who will be using the report, because in week 13, you will list out at least how many? 2 reports that can be generated by the bus ticketing system. So since there's a report being generated from the system, you should have this data flow. And then normally to generate the report, we can get the input from the other data flow lah, data store. Like they just here, they just make it general. Okay, it can be an order report or it can be a retailer report. So various types of reports here. So they put here as generate reports. They get from the product and stock detail, from their order line, from their delivery note, order details, retailer, and based on the input from the data store, they use it to generate the report. And remember that things like the retailer here, okay, retailer, I think they forgot to make this as what do you call that, repeated data store. There's another data store here, same thing. If you are drawing the same data store or entity, you make it as a repeated data store or repeated entity. Like retailer, the data is based on what the warehouse manager enter, and then the rest of the transaction like delivery note, the order like this one, it's the input is based from the other process. Okay, so add in one more external entity. So what I want to see is in your context diagram, at least there's a report lah, okay, produced by the system to be used by the manager, perhaps a sales manager lah. Okay, and then for the file maintenance, then you need to, in this case, for them, their case study, they say that all the data about the latest, the new retailer, new product comes from the warehouse manager. That's why they put warehouse manager as the another external entity that will supply the input of the updated data lah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. So next week presentation, I will give mark for your context diagram to check whether it's balanced. I will request to see your diagram 0. So far, any question?
No question for me.
No question. Okay, in that case, I think we can end our session lah, the longest session. But I'm still wondering how those KL students are doing this. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye bye.
Okay, Miss. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Miss.
Welcome. Bye.